Coming up on this edition of News You Can Use, see how the Hatboro-Horsham School District is supporting local farmers, learn what the acronym STREAM stands for, and see how high school students are preparing for life after high school. All these stories and more coming up on News You Can Use. Hello and welcome to this edition of News You Can Use. I'm your host, Charlie Schultz. Let's get started. Hatboro-Horsham music teacher John Sidlastic is one of the finalists in a national search for the top music and art teachers in the country. Mr. Sidlastic, an elementary school teacher in the district, was nominated by a former student for this award. What makes Mr. Sidlastic so special? Let's take a look.
7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, ready, and.
Meet Hatboro-Horsham music teacher John Sidlastic.
Can you play for me just that measure?
This Grammy Award nominee has been teaching music in the Hatboro-Horsham School District for 25 years.
John is a passionate person about both his teaching and his music. He will do anything to get a student involved in band and love the music as much as he does.
1, and 2, and 3, and. There you go.
John's students, past and present, appreciate the way he interjects humor into his instruction.
So, the theme of the big monstrous penguin still coming back. Monster penguin going to, like, attack whole family. You know?
He was the first one to make me understand that, if I'm going to make a mistake when I'm playing, play it loud so we can all hear it, laugh at the mistake, because, it's fun to make fun of ourselves every once in a while. And then after that, learn from the mistake and, try not to make it again.
He's always making jokes and helping, and he's always teaching me, and I'm always getting better from him.
People think, man, you're with elementary kids and all the bad sounds that come out of them. But it's not bad sounds. What it is, it's excitement coming out of them. And they love it, and they make these sounds, and they're smiling, and I love it. That was beautiful. I'll buy that for $1.
This year, one of John's former students nominated him for a national award for excellence in music education. This nomination was not only a surprise for John, but it had an impact on his career.
All of a sudden, I got this thing in the mail, said, you've been nominated, can you fill out some paperwork? And I did, and they liked what they saw, and they asked me to fill out something else. Next thing you know, they said, you're one of the semifinalists. And I'm like, okay, fill out something else. Like, wait a second, now you're one of the finalists in the country. And I'm going, wait, finalists in the country?
To complement John's award-winning teaching style, John uses technology to help instruct his students through a software program called Smart Music.
Every single elementary kid who's playing an instrument has it now at home. So now everyone has the ability to use this and practice with it at home every day, which has changed everything. So now every kid, I'm expecting you go home, you go practice with it, and they're giving me feedback every single day.
In addition to the integration of technology to teach music, John enjoys the culture in the elementary schools he teaches in.
I love the flexibility that I have. I love going to a new building every day. I love the fact that everybody knows who I am. You see, like I said, going to a new building, seeing different people, seeing different kids. Like I said, I love walking down a hallway, and like I said, every kid recognizes me.
And that connection with students is what makes John an effective teacher.
Music is important, but I said more than music is that connection, because if I don't create that, kids aren't going to want to practice. And that's important. So these kids, I feel, will go do what I want them to do because they care about me, and they know that I care about them, and I think that's huge.
Thanks for that report, Mr. Anderson. Sometime in December, the winner of this national award will be announced. Win or lose, the Hatboro-Horsham School District is proud of Mr. Sidlastic's contribution to the students of our school district. On October 16th, Crooked Bill at Hallowell Learning Community, along with all the other schools in Hatboro-Horsham School District, took part in PA Preferred Day. PA Preferred Day is an initiative that focuses on getting products that are grown, manufactured, or produced in the state of PA. A few special guests stopped by that day to roll up their sleeves and serve lunch to students.
Today is PA Preferred Day. Everything served here at Hallowell and the other schools is going to be PA focused. It's either been grown, manufactured, or produced within the state of Pennsylvania.
Stopping by today and visiting Hatboro-Horsham, spending time in the school and looking at the new construction and new programs that are being offered to kids was a great start to the day. And then coming down here and working behind the cafeteria line, serving students food. Just really participating and celebrating the fact that we can provide healthy options to our kids.
This is the first year we've participated. I think last year was the first year that they tried to make an initiative, but this year I know it's over tripled with more participation. So more and more districts in the state are participating now.
We've been working really closely with the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture around PA Preferred. So really encouraging all consumers, but especially school districts, to look at Pennsylvania products first.
On the menu, we have a chicken drumstick, which is produced out of a Tyson plant up in New Holland, Pennsylvania. There's a French bread pizza that was produced in Erie, and a soft pretzel rod through J&J, which is also a local company out of Hatfield. And then our fruits and vegetables are kind of scattered throughout the state. We have some from Kirkwood and Bedford County and a bunch of different farms throughout the state of Pennsylvania.
Really crispy, and that there's 2 different options and they're very yummy.
By really working with other agencies, we can create a symbiotic relationship that focus on local produce, local products, our schools locally, so work together as a cohesive unit to bring those products to the table and really benefit our kids.
1, 2, 3.
Now I'm craving pizza. Currently, 44% of school districts across the state participate in PA Preferred program. You may have heard of the acronym STEM or STEAM, but Simmons Elementary School added in an extra letter to make STEAM stream. Let's take a look.
This is our stream night. Really exciting night for our students. They enjoy coming out, get to participate in makerspace and any activities surrounding science, technology, engineering, math. You'll see a lot of hands-on activities. Our teachers all create these activities themselves.
Well, we used to have a math night and a reading night separately, so we decided to put them all together and turn it into a stream night. It encompasses the entire technology piece of it as well as the math and the reading.
Our schools are really wanting to focus on higher level thinking and curiosity and inquiry-based learning. And that's really what you do when you see the makerspace and the activities that the kids are participating in. There's a lot of inquiry-based activities as you walk around this evening.
My booth is using a device called a Makey, and you can replace your computer keys with this Makey and turn it into a whole lot of different things.
What we're doing is sound waves. So sound moves through the air on waves, and we have a bunch of experiments here that show how the sound moves and becomes energy.
I like the wave thing because it's cool and I love animals, and it said that the whale and the dolphin uses it to find the food and stuff like that.
It's great that we can offer this kind of programming to our students, and that we have such great teachers that will support this in the off hours.
And so it's their moment to show their parents that they know technology, but it's also highlighting what we can do with technology with reading and literature and the library. Sometimes we think of those as separate things, but that's not the age we live in anymore. So there is a nice union here of technology and literacy.
What I saw was big smiles on our kids' faces, engagement, thinking, curiosity. That's the things that you see in children every day. We see them at Simmons all day, but this is an opportunity for our parents to come and enjoy that as well.
I'm not sure if we can add in any more letters, but a great idea to include reading. Hatboro-Horsham Educational Foundation, or known as HHEF, is always thinking of ways to enhance our education. HHEF brought in Professor Javier Avila, who spoke to Keith Valley students and community members.
My name is Javier Avila, and I was born and raised in Puerto Rico.
We first saw Dr. Avila last year at an in-service day for our teachers and staff, and we thought it would be a great idea to bring him in here to expose students, again, to support the district's mission in cultural proficiency.
All my life in Puerto Rico, I was white. I was born, my aunts and cousins looked at me and said, pero mira qué lindo, qué blanquito ese bebé. And I grew up blanquito.
His message was about understanding and acceptance, and it's more than just a name or a skin color, it's about the whole person.
I'm hoping that they acquire empathy, which is the ability to put themselves in other people's shoes. Once you see your classmate who is from another background, but you realize how much in common you have with them, then you can reach that true color blindness.
It doesn't matter what culture or religion you are, you should always just be yourself and not act a different way than who you are.
And it's about valuing everyone. It's about not just diversity, but inclusion.
Accept all languages, genders, sexual orientation. It's a very strong message for students, and it's an outstanding one, and the kids loved it today.
Thank you so much.
Hatboro-Horsham School District has been working on culture proficiency changes within the district. Avila's presentation is a great way to shed light on our differences and celebrate diversity within our nation. HHTV didn't stop with just one guest speaker. We had another great opportunity to hear from New York Times best-selling author Laurie Halse Anderson. Anderson is well known for her book Speak, written back in 1999.
Today we brought in author Laurie Halse Anderson. She is a New York Times bestselling author of the book Speak, which has sold 8 million copies internationally.
I was raped when I was 13 years old, and like so many victims, I didn't speak up about it. I didn't know how or who to talk to. After I finally got therapy, I wound up writing a novel the novel is not about exactly what happened to me, it's fiction, but it has my emotional truth, what it feels like to be a victim of sexual violence and not know how to speak up.
We are very fortunate that she has a tie to Hatboro-Horsham. Both of her daughters graduated from here, and we've been actually waiting 2 years to bring her to Hatboro-Horsham. So we're really pleased to be able to offer the students the opportunity to hear from this internationally recognized author.
Well, I came back to Hatboro-Horsham High School to talk to kids about healthy consent-based sexuality, to kind of break some of the old rape mythology that winds up hurting so many of our children, and to help prepare them to go out into the world in a way that they can enjoy and thrive.
If you have to have an adult conversation before this adult activity, and if you open your mouth and the words aren't coming out, then keep your clothes on. Only do it with consent.
All of our students read her novel Speak. It's one of the approved texts here in Hatboro-Horsham, and it's a book that speaks to teen trauma, and she tells the story of a character, how they go through a traumatic experience and find their way out of it.
I know that because we used to live in this district, Hatboro-Horsham has been teaching that book since 1999 when it first came out. And when the book came out, I was invited, started to get invitations to speak all over the world.
And one of the messages that she brought today that I thought was so poignant was that if there was one word to characterize all of her novels, it's resilience. And she speaks to issues that I think teenagers can often have trouble articulating, and brings that message from an outsider's perspective, and empowers them to see their own ability to overcome these issues.
It was really interesting because it's very different from a lot of the messages that teenagers normally get related to sexual violence, and it was very different but important perspective.
She's an amazing author, and I hope to see some more of her work in the near future.
They had great questions, and I hope the conversation will continue after I'm gone.
Anderson is a strong advocate for social changes in sexual abuse victims. If you or anyone needs advice, Anderson suggests calling Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, also known as RAIN. Their number is 800-655-4673. HHTV partners with the community, businesses, and Hatboro-Horsham School District to provide inspiring programs and innovative learning grants for the last 25 years. This year was no different. HHTV awarded 20 grants to teachers and staff with their innovative grant ideas.
Tonight we are celebrating the fantastic educators of Hatboro-Horsham and their innovative ideas to bring classroom grades to their students, to change the learning experience, and to really kind of think outside the box and bring experiences to our students that are above and beyond their normal school day experiences.
And I think that's probably what I'm most proud of as the principal of Blair Mill, is that we had a lot of people coming from a bunch of different avenues, writing grants this time around to really support our students. And to me, that kind of speaks to what Blair Mill is really all about. Everybody coming together to ultimately support children.
This is actually my third grant in 3 years, and I am incredibly humbled and honored to be able to get these grants. They've given me an opportunity for my program to take it up a few steps over the years, and the kids love it, I love it, everyone loves it.
In addition to our innovative learning grants this year, we offered 2 new opportunities. One was a high impact grant. It was a chance for a teacher to think even bigger, to be able to apply for a grant above to $15,000 and to think about a program that would truly transform learning in their classroom. And the grant that was selected was written by Adam Killian. It was for a CNC router machine. And the idea was that it would make the manufacturing lab at the high school equivalent to some of the best in the state. The second opportunity that we offered were classroom grants. These are $300 grants that we wanted to offer teachers for any instructional need in their classrooms.
I feel like we wouldn't have had the opportunities that we have. It really helps us from a younger age, and we're living in a place now that everything is constantly bringing us new stuff, and it's good to be in the loop.
I think what's really unique about Hatboro-Horsham's Educational Foundation is our commitment to innovation, that our focus is new grant ideas and programs that will advance the curriculum. It's about progress, it's about teachers leading the way forward, and I think that's what really makes Hatboro-Horsham stand out.
To see a full list of the grant winners, head to hh-tv.com. At Hatboro-Horsham High School, one club is helping put smiles on pediatric cancer patients. Teens Tackling Cancer is a club at HH with the mission to raise cancer awareness and fundraise to help find cures and support pediatric patients and their families. The club worked with Beat It Beads, an organization, to make bracelets for patients.
This is what we do. We make bracelets, we do beading events such as like this, and we donate them to cancer patients and cancer centers to give to others who have to hear they have cancer. When they hear the words that they have cancer, that they can beat it.
Over 100 bracelets were made from the event. Hatboro-Horsham High School's A-Team, also known as Advisory Team, held a celebration in early October to bring students and staff together. Kyle Higgins has the report.
Today is the A-Team Fall Social. So we have a bunch of different activities planned just to try to get everybody interacting with each other and interact with teachers. So we have some pumpkin activities, we have mummy wrapping, we have some guess the candy jars, and just to get everybody involved, you know?
We're such a large building, a lot of people don't know each other. And if we're going to create the type of culture that we want, where we can be open and honest about things and just create strong relationships, this is a good opportunity to do that.
Well, I'm with the food service department, so we have a bunch of Fall Fest themed snacks here. We have pumpkin bread and banana bread. We're also giving out literature on the School Cafe website, which students can download the app, and it gives all nutritional information on the lunches that we serve in the cafeteria.
I like being a part of it because it's a club that works on student and teacher relationships rather than just having stuff for just the students.
It's a gorgeous day, and I think it's nice for students to have a chance to get out of their routines and be together with their peers and interact with teachers in an informal way.
It's really about creating an environment in the school that is more inclusive, including everyone, and making it just like a better school environment.
The A-Team Social is a great way to bring everyone together and ease stress from the school day. High school students, I hate to break this news to you, but we may have to start thinking about our future soon. Hatboro-Horsham High School students got the opportunity to attend a post-secondary fair right here in our gym.
On October 18th, Hatboro-Horsham High School held their yearly post-secondary fair during their HATS period for all grades.
We usually have about 100 representatives, sometimes more, from various organizations, including four-year institutions, two-year institutions, trade schools, technical schools, all military branches, gap year organizations, and even some employers.
With many options available, students could take their future career path in any direction.
We are looking for hands-on students. We're looking for the students that aren't necessarily interested in sitting and taking notes the whole time to get their education. We want students that are actually interested in working with their hands, who have a strong interest in working in the career in automotive industry.
Our university is the largest public institution in all of Philadelphia, so we have a lot to offer. We have over 150 majors to choose from. You're also right in Philadelphia, so it's great for internships, for jobs, things like that.
Not only did the fair just give standard information, it gave students tips for applying.
I'm very excited. I actually just found out from one of the admissions here that I can email her and get a fee waiver so I won't have to pay for Tampa. So I'm very excited. This has been very beneficial.
It's good because I haven't really talked to anyone yet because I haven't gone on my tour. So it was a nice preview of what I'm going to get when I go.
Schools from all across the country attended the fair, even one from across the Atlantic Ocean.
Our school is more of a arts, humanities, social science university, so we're definitely looking for the creative student who's a bit more independent, mature, able to be a student abroad. You know, you're going about 3,000 miles away for school, so definitely something that's a bit more, able to live abroad and kind of experience new culture.
With so many choices ahead, the post-secondary fair is a great first step to planning.
We hope that they use this opportunity to get some information, bring it home, talk with their families, and start to make some plans, and then come back and see their counselor so we can discuss how to make those plans a reality.
For HHTV, I'm Amanda Trevel.
With many options to choose from, our futures are looking bright, HH. The next post-secondary fair will be held sometime in the spring at night so both students and parents can attend. Speaking of life after high school, not only did Hatboro-Horsham High School have a college fair, we also held a financial reality fair. It gave students and myself a reality check with what their money can really buy.
This is a financial reality fair, so basically it's an exercise in budgeting for the students at Hatboro-Horsham today. So all the students are going to get a budget worksheet. They're given a career. So for instance, if they're a nurse, they get a net pay of $40,000. They have to take that $40,000 and secure housing. They have to get transportation. With transportation, they need to get auto insurance, much like the budgeting that their parents do on a monthly basis.
What we're presenting to the students today is basically auto loans. So once one of the students decides if they're going to actually purchase a vehicle, they'd come down here to get a loan from us, and then we'll basically handle their financing for them.
Get students thinking, can I afford this on the salary that I'm making? Some of them decide to choose public transportation because they can't afford a car.
I spun the wheel of reality and I got collision damage, and lucky thing I got auto insurance because it only deducted $150 instead of $500, so definitely get the insurance. But it's scary because you never know what's going to hit you, and that's what the reality fair is all about.
There are, ones that they must deduct. Obviously, we have some that are optional. For instance, the gym. We know the girls go to get a manicure all the time, but they have to decide, can I afford the $15 this week?
I didn't realize before doing all of this how expensive certain things can be, like entertainment, nails and hair, all that stuff. So I guess it makes me want to be smarter with my money.
The rules of the fair is that they have to at least buy basic furniture if they can afford to have an apartment.
I think the fact that they're engaged in the exercise and they get to make decisions themselves, it has a greater impact than sitting in a classroom and listening, to how all of this works. But when they have to do it themselves, it becomes reality.
I'm a saver. I'm a spender.
And I always tell them it's not how much you make, it's how much you get to save for yourself, left over at the end of the month.
Well, I may have to still work a few more years before I can afford that car I want. November 11th is Veterans Day, and Hatboro-Horsham School District is always proud to honor our veterans. This year, Blair Mill put together a celebration that allowed students and vets to mingle.
Today's festivities are an opportunity for us to thank our veterans for their service, not only to our country, but to our local community. This is our first year doing it in this way, so now we're going to go from our light refreshments and drinks right now into our school-wide town meeting in a moment where our whole school can honor and thank the veterans for their service.
I think Veterans Day is important so that we can come together and celebrate people who have died and have fought in wars for us to keep this country how it is today.
We just want to bring the community together. It's important that Blair Mill works with the community, and this is a great example. We have a ton of veterans here today. The kids are ecstatic to see their family members here, so it all came together.
I think it's important that they know that how great this country is and how many people, just looking around, how many people serve to keep it that way.
It's a day to appreciate the people, like the people who fought in the war or are in the war, like my grandfather.
So some of these notes and letters that are sitting in front of me right now were created by our kindergarten and first grade, just to thank the vets in general. That's something to take home, understanding that all people from all capacities help our community. This is a nice day to highlight our veterans, but hopefully it continues to build children's sense of compassion and empathy to make Hatboro-Horsham, to make Blair Mill a better place.
Great job to Blair Mill and their Home and School Association for bringing everyone together for a special day. For over 15 years, Keith Valley Middle School has been hosting a Veterans Day breakfast. Many veterans attend the breakfast, and some even get to see their own grandchildren at the event. With patriotic symbols surrounding the cafeteria and breakfast being served by students, it's a celebration you can't miss.
Today, Keith Valley has the amazing honor and opportunity to honor those who have served as veterans in our armed forces and those currently serving. It's one of the ways that as a student body in a school we can demonstrate civic excellence. So we're here hopefully with about 300 veterans and students to just honor their service to our country and their sacrifice.
It's important that we learn about people that are helping in our country or who have helped in our country, and it's important that we know what they have done. So that's why we are doing this.
As I've grown, I understand how hard they fought for our country and why it's meaningful.
A lot of our students are involved in the ceremony. We'll have an 8th grade student read an award-winning essay submitted through the Patriots Pen through local VFW.
In the opening statement of our Declaration of Independence, we differed ourselves from past civilizations by proclaiming "We the People." At first glance, a simple statement, but it represents more. It is a statement that gave power to the powerless, provided each person with basic human rights, and set the standard for a new structure of authority.
The greatest part of this is sitting down with the student ambassadors and the veterans and talking about the connection, the relationship, talking about understanding what sacrifice for our nation, for our freedoms really means.
Coming home was, we weren't very welcome when we came home. We kind of had to hide that we were veterans, and now it's completely changed around.
We don't have as many veterans in the general population as we used to, and children are curious about the men and women that served in Vietnam and Korea, and we still have some World War II veterans that are here today.
The slogan was at Camp Pendleton, "Free a man to fight." So every woman that came in freed a man to go overseas. So women were mechanics, they worked in the mess hall, they were the tailors, they took over the PX and the commissary. So they did all the jobs men had done for years.
I've met a few women here that actually approached me, the young ladies from the school, and they were asking me about my military career, which I thought was very nice, showing that they showed interest, which means maybe they'll be a future military soldier.
It's events like this that show the community really cares and really wants to support our veterans, and so this is just greater awareness and greater information and a lot of love and connection between the community and the veterans to know that they are cared for and we do value them, and we want to make sure that they get the services that they deserve and have earned, frankly, through their service.
I'm hoping the veterans really get a sense of our sincere thanks and gratitude for their service, and I'm hoping our students get a greater sense of what it means to serve our country and celebrate and honor those who have done so.
Almost 400 veterans attend the breakfast and got to reflect on their past military careers. Well, that'll do it for this episode of News You Can Use. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Charlie Schultz. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our website, hh-tv.com. Thanks and have a great day.